Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MXGP 2020. It's round 11 of our MXGP career mode, and it's time for Orlyonok for MXGP of Russia. So we now look for the grids and we wait for them to drop, and there we go. Brilliant start, actually. We're still in the first position. We do have a chance of potentially getting the Fox's whole shot. We get a push wide a little bit on this damn track as we now go to the left-hand side. Jeffrey Hurling's taking the Fox's whole shot, but Glenn Koldenoff on the gas has retaken the lead and is now ahead of the rest of the pack. So we are in the good position on board the Yamaha to chase down Glenn Koldenoff and increase our championship lead. Jeremy Van Horbeek and Jeffrey Hurling's battling it out behind us, but that doesn't really matter to us right now because we have one target, and that is to get ahead of Glenn Koldenoff and any other championship rivals. Of course, Clement Desal being our biggest threat. The same can be said for Tim Geiser, potentially Jeffrey Hurling's as well, but that change of direction to the right-hand side, we are now right onto the tail of Glenn Koldenoff, but it looks like he's getting away somewhat. Not massively, but he is getting away a little bit, but now we have closed in once again, going round the outside into this little bit of a dirt mound there, as we now go into the section of jumps. A nice big jump here, and just bring in ever so slightly for the next one so we don't jump too far and end up hitting the actual incline itself. So nice and tight for these two corners. Very difficult section of track here, but we're not doing too bad. We're just losing touch a little bit with Koldenoff, but we're still holding on to second place as things stands. We have the target ahead of us, and we're going into the tabletop section, or a miniature tabletop section. As we go a little bit wide there, we went off track, off kilter, and the obstacle has been avoided, so therefore we did drop a position as we were zoomed back to restart the race, or resume the race, let's say, as we now have Tim Geiser behind us. The lanky Slovenian will certainly be trying to get through on us sooner rather than later. But something to mention as well, guys, of course, this is not a Muddy Monday video. This, of course, is a Muddy Saturday, I guess. I mean, it kind of works, but basically what it is MXGP 2021 has a release date, and that being the 30th of November. I checked Steam yesterday, and I've seen that it was coming out on the 30th of November, so basically, I need to get this championship finished, so we're going to double up on some MXGP videos for the rest of the couple of weeks, and hopefully we can get this championship completed before the arrival of MXGP 2021. So there is Jeremy Van Horbeek flying on through on board that Honda. Brilliant job from the man on the number 89. It was just briefly on our pictures just a second ago. And is that rain I see, ladies and gentlemen? It is. It is beginning to rain here in Russia, so now it's a case of Jeffrey Hurlings and Grant holding on for those second and third positions. Glenn Koldenoff is in another time zone right now. He is so far ahead of people right now that we can't even see him in the distance. Amazing job for Glenn Koldenoff on board the gas. He has flown to that front position, even after losing the whole shot to Jeffrey Hurlings. He's taken the lead, but goodness me, Grant absolutely clattering into the Pirelli sign with a face full of sign for his troubles. Major problem there as we lost out from third position and now been pushed down to sixth place behind Gautier Paulan, Tim Geiser, Hurlings and Jeremy Van Horbeek. Certainly not good, as Paulan's getting a little bit out of shape going into the right hand side of your screen there. To the left we go for the Monster Energy signs. We'd make a little bit of a leap, not quite getting it into the descendants of that corner, but we're still very much trying our best. Much better for the second jump, of course, as we now go on the right hand side. Nice and tight apex is what's desired for that corner there, as Glenn Koldenoff sets us up for the final two laps here in race one of Orlyonok, not far from the city of Novomyalovsky. I'd really tried to pronounce that, so shout out to my friend Marina for helping me out on the pronunciation, but that was a very difficult thing to say, but never mind. Back to the action right now. We're in fifth position, still got plenty of time to get back onto the podium. Could potentially be a little bit too much for us, but I do like these weather conditions. Rainy temperature is not a problem for DrAce on board the Yamaha. Of course, we do have Gautier Paulan. He's taking top spots as top Yamaha as things transpire right now. We did just lose a position to Henry Jacobi, who went right round the outside there and just give us the big don't argue. He went straight on through, didn't even give us a second wind or a glimpse of potentially getting past the rider ahead of us. So now onto the right hand side. Look at Jacobi, he is flying. He's actually got through on Gautier Paulan, or is more or less about to. Is he going to try and have a lunge going into the right-hander in just a moment's time? Of course, we met our demise on the previous lap as we go for that tight apex as well. Yamaha versus Yamaha versus Yamaha in this three-way battle for fifth position. Now onto the right-hand side. I don't really want to let go of the 7th position that we're in right now because we may need as many points as possible as it's getting very tight. Going into the right-hander, we're going to go around the outside of Jacobi. Jacobi's going to lean on our Yamaha as we push him back, reciprocating just as much as he is as we try to incisively go around the outside. It didn't happen, but we still have a chance going into the next couple of corners. It has kind of bunched up ahead of us, but the nature of the corner will do that because, of course, Jeremy Van Hoorbeek was getting a little bit closer to the grasps of the Yamahas. The 3 Yamahas are in pursuit of that Honda right now as Gautier Paulin is right on the rear, and then, of course, Henry Jacobi just a little bit ahead of us with Michele Kveling behind us, just that little bit further behind. But now onto the left-hand side in some of the fastest parts of this track. Very fast and very high jumps if you're not careful, so do be very careful on the landing when giving it full acceleration over some of these larger jumps. But now this part kind of struggle on it. It's not great for me going into this sector. I do lose a little bit of time, but the next couple of sectors I will regain it, so hopefully I can get back at Henry Jacobi and return the favour of potentially going around the outside. So here we go into the part that I begin to like. On the right hand side we'll go nice and tight to the apex here as we now see Henry Jacobi is getting closer and closer. Not quite close enough for us to grab him, but we're getting close enough for a potential lunge. A very brief look behind us just to see what's happening behind. There's a gaggle of riders, quite a lot of them bunching up behind us. We make a little bit of a mess going into the right-hander, and the same can be said for the left-hander, so I think that's it. No chance of getting into the top 6 anymore. Mitchell Evans has now got through, so it's time to fight back against the Honda and just try and hold on to 8th position, or even still get past and get 7th position. It's a nice move going into the right-hander there. We have regained 7th position, but for how much longer? As we'll try and go for the tighter line there to try and keep the bike going into the decline with the corner, but I just can't seem to get it right. Orlyonok is not really the track for me. It's just a very difficult one as Glenn Koldenhoff takes the race 1 victory here of MXGP of Russia as we now go on the right hand side for the final time of this particular race, and it's going to be a 7th place. It's not going to be a 7th place, it's carnage on the last lap. It's an 8th place finish as Mitchell Evans gets ahead of us after that disastrous finish here in MXGP of Russia. So at the end of race 1, Glenn Koldenhoff takes the victory on board the GasGas, with Jeffrey Hurlings and Tim Geiser finishing on the podium. Paulin, Van Hoorbeek, Jacobi, Evans, Grant, Yaskonis and Kveling finish up your top 10. It's now time for race 2 of round 11 of our Orlyonok, and here we go. Decent start ahead of the grid position, and do we have a chance of taking the Fox's whole shot? Look at that move from Jeremy Van Hoorbeek. He was desperate to get up the inside. Very aggressive move from Jeremy Van Hoorbeek as he took the whole shot, and not only took the whole shot, but he has actually got a good couple of tenths of a second lead already. That is one determined man on board the Honda right now. It's going to be super difficult to chase him down now when he's got that much determination and so eager off the line. I tell you what, it was brilliant to watch, but it's also not very great for me because I'm going to try and chase him down now, and that's going to be the tough part here in Orlyonok. A very difficult circuit that I just can't seem to get a good amount of momentum in. I don't think I've really played it enough here in MXGP 2020. Of course, MXGP 2021 coming soon. Maybe then I can improve one's riding style and get better here in the MXGP of Russia. But now onto the right-hand side, going into the decline if we can. Not quite possible, but Jeremy Van Hoorbeek has come in range. I cannot believe that's happened. Oh my goodness, I thought that we had a chance of closing him in, and we had that random crash that didn't feel like it was doing anything too much. It felt like we were still in our limits, but unfortunately crashing here in race 2 of round 11 here today. Not great for us right now as we are now into 7th position. Seems we've been stuck around these middle positions for far too long as we just get a massive jump over one of the Hondas there. That was absolutely ridiculous as it's now Van Hoorbeek, Paulin and Grant in 3rd place. What a recovery job from Matt Grant right now in 3rd position. Big leap puts us down into the decline of the corner, and now we have a chance to chase down the Frenchman ahead of us, Gautier Paulin, as we make a massive mistake. Oh, why? Oh, no. Oh, and Cairoli's just gone down. Massive moment for the Italian as he crashes going into the right-hander of the penultimate corner. But unbelievably, we cut the corner there, and it's unfairly put us back by so far. That was so cruel. Not happy with that one. I don't think that was fair at all. Yes, we made a mistake and we did kind of cut the obstacle, but however, I didn't think it was fair to throw us back that far. Give me a timed penalty or something, but I think that was a little bit too harsh. But now down into 13th position, nothing doing here. We need to try and improve one's speed and get back at the riders ahead of us, because this is not going too grand right now. Glenn Coldenough, who had a terrific race in race 1, the winner of course, and was still probably leading the sense of the Grand Prix results right now, is in 8th position, because once we get ahead of the rider ahead of us, we still have a chance of actually getting into the top 8, and there it is. This is the move for the top 8 position, or at least the top 9, as Jacobi was just behind us briefly for us to take 9th position. Now onto the right hand side for this tight apex, beautifully done, going into the rut and into the berm, and now into the left hand side, playing it very tight and very defensive against Glenn Coldenough, but we have recovered back up into the top 8 position, so all is not lost. We still have a good chance of taking some valuable points. 2 Hondas ahead of us. We've got another, in fact, that's a Husqvarna actually on the right hand side. Paul's Jonas is there. I was going to say Suzuki, but I don't think that's going to be happening here today. As we're now on the left hand side, Paul's Jonas is just ahead. The former MX2 world champion, of course. Try and chase him down and get ahead of that beautiful Husqvarna livery as we go tight to the apex there for the right-hander. Left-hander coming up. There's a bit of contact made there with Jonas's teammate, Minos Jaskonis, as we're now going the right-hand side. He's pushing back, is the Husqvarna. Brilliantly done, but we do get across the line in 7th position with 2 laps remaining of the MXGP of Russia. So on the left-hand side, we will go. Geyser, the number 243 on board the Honda, got beaten, and now we're trying to get past Jonas as well. Do we have the line? Do we have the chance? We are absolutely gunning for it now. Really enjoying this track in the wet. When it's full wet conditions, I'm all for it. If it's that mixture stuff, not a fan. I don't really like it. So for the time being, up into 6th position. A nice recovery job coming in right now. A salvage job coming in from the world champion-elect. The man with the red plate, of course. So we now go on the right-hand side. Can we go the long way around, potentially? We've got a Honda ahead of us. Can we go around the outside of him as well? Not going to happen right now, as Evans will continue to hold on to position 4. And there is Paul's Jonas as well. In fact, he fancies P4 himself. But you know what? I kind of do as well. Oh, Mitchell Evans has gone down! Oh, massive moment for Mitchell Evans as he drops the bike into the right-hander there, just hitting the ground and just falling flat on his face, eating dirt, is the Australian. Scary stuff, though. That was very concerning as Paul Jonas gets back ahead, and whoa! A bit of an endo going around that corner there. Very nice. Major style points for the man on board the Husqvarna right now, but onto the left-hand side we will go for against the Latvian, as we now make a big jump. Not quite. Oh, don't bring up that timer again. That scares me, that does. As Jeffrey Hurlings is into 3rd position. We could very well still be on for a podium if all goes well. We'll have one more lap after this one, as Jeremy Van Hoorbeek on board the Honda is looking extremely promising right now. Onto the right hand side we go. We mustn't bring in the lean angle too much for that corner, because otherwise catastrophe will strike once again, just like it did at the end of race 1 just a moment ago. We're now on the left hand side. Jonas is in the podium position. Isn't quite. It's just a bit of a battle actually between the 3 riders. 3 manufacturers all battling it out for this final position of the rostrum. We dive ahead of the Husqvarna. It's now KTM Yamaha Husky who's going to be the man to finish on the podium. This is a fantastic and thrilling battle towards the end of race 2 here. Now onto the right hand side. What a move up at the inside of the Husqvarna. Do we have a chance to get past KTM as well? Here we go. Do we have a lunge going around the outside? Oh my goodness, it's getting really pushed wide there from Paul's Jonas. He didn't want any of that though. That's a nice and big jump there, big gulp there as well. Let's catch a bit of breath as Gautier Paulin has just gone down ahead of us. Could he be involved in a 4-man scrap in a moment for 2nd position? We're trying to do everything we can to defend against Paul Jonas and also lay on the attack to Jeffrey Hurlings. Right now it's just not happening. Paul Jonas is behind. Hurlings is ahead. Paulin's in 2nd. Oh my goodness, we're rid on the shoulders of Jeffrey Hurlings. He's got a bad shoulder already after something happening this season. But now onto the left hand side, we are in the podium positions. Do we have a chance to dethrone the Yamahas for 2nd place? Come on, keep on pushing. Forget about the scrub, just keep on moving. Keep on grooving. Can we get it done? Now onto the right hand side, nice and tight to the apex. Is this a 2nd place beckoning the man from Warrington, England? I think we've got the job done. Jeremy Van Hoorbeek will take the victory, and Grant will hold on for 2nd place even after crashing early on in the race. Well, a most thrilling race, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I hope you guys did too. Jeremy Van Hoorbeek wins race 2 here of Orlyonok, Russia. Grant in 2nd, Paulin in 3rd place, and Hurlings just misses out on the podium as well as Paul Jonas. So now looking at the Grand Prix results of Russia, and Jeremy Van Hoorbeek takes the ultimate victory, just 1 point ahead of Jeffrey Hurlings, and Gautier Paulin finishes in 3rd place with 38 points. We trail just by a couple of points behind Gautier Paulin and will not finish on the podium. And finally, a look at the championship standings as they stand right now. We are 32 points clear from Tim Geiser and a lot more from Clement Desal. So good job so far. Race 1, a bit of a disaster, but race 2, we turned it round. We had a bloody good finish. So how about that one, guys? I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment and subscribe, and let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of MXGP on a Saturday rather than a Monday. But upon the note, guys, thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.